Hey y'all, it's Lou, and we are back with another episode on Louder with Lou. And today we are going to talk about how to start a business. This could be lash related, it could be anything in the beauty industry or anything out of the beauty industry. And these are just some of the things that I have noticed that really has worked in every business that I have created. And whether if it's from like my legging brand or lash brand or even my podcast. So definitely these are my steps that I realized worked. So I encourage them if you ever want to try out a new thing and venture out and you want to start out your own business, I would say definitely follow these steps and trust me, it's going to guide you in the right direction. So let's start off. The first step, make a plan. Put down exactly what you want to do and what you are interested in. So, for example, you know, me with my lashes, I would write down exactly what type of product I would need, supplies, things like that. And also, I did research on or I guess like market research, and pretty much just see if it's profitable. There it goes, or if there's even any type of money you can make in there, and how, I guess, big is this industry getting, and is it growing, is it not, and just seeing how many people are getting into it. So I definitely do your research on that. And once you have realized or laid out everything on a piece of paper, whether if it's on your notes or anything, you want to make sure that you have a main source of income. Never start a business without any type of money. So, what I mean by that is I was working at the hospital and that was my main source of income. And I didn't let go of the hospital until I knew that I was booked with lash extensions. And the reason I want to say, like, you don't want to lose your main source of income because you're just starting off in the business. You don't know how fast you're going to be growing. You could either be growing slow or pretty fast. And I mean, that's great if you do, but you don't want to take that risk where you may not have any type of money and then you're stuck now not having a job and then you lose your business. That is not great. So make sure you do have that main source of income. And I would say save up about 6 months to a year worth of income that you will be okay if anything happens with your side business that you are starting up. And of course, eventually, that's the business you want to lead into and focus on. But obviously, that can't happen right now. So you want to make sure you do save up that money. Make sure you have, like I said, 6 months to a year of expenses that you can spend and you can rely on without having to stress about it. And trust me, that's going to help out a lot, especially if you want to also invest into your company. So making sure you have a main source of income, it's key. And whether, even if you don't have a job, but you need to make sure somebody is helping you, somebody is funding your business. So whether if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a college student or something, if your parents can help you out, your husband, your wife, anybody can help you out, that's even better. The more support you have, the better. So you do kind of want a support system. I'm not saying you need one, but having a support system definitely does empower you and just kind of gives you that little push if you are doubting yourself. Because even when you start doubting yourself, it can get into your head and then you start realizing like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this anymore. And, if you talk about it with somebody, they're probably like, oh, well, no, you need to keep trying it. For example, I kind of didn't want to start lashing because, my parents were kind of like, no, you shouldn't do it. But my boyfriend kept pushing me. He kept telling me like, who cares? Still try it out. So support system and having that main source of income are key. Definitely, those are like my second choice of how to start your business. My third one would be find out the business structure for your business. So it could be starting off with getting your taxes done. So obviously you don't have any taxes to report yet, but you want to make sure you register your business. So you could either be an LLC, you could be a sole proprietorship. Sorry, guys, I have a hard time saying that. General partnership, C corporation, or an S corporation. So you want to make sure you do register your business. That's one thing I did lack on and I wasn't able to do with my lash business. Part of it, I don't think I had the knowledge and I wish I did. There's nobody really in the beauty industry that could have guided me that way. And I didn't know it was going to turn into something huge, something bigger. But if you already have an idea, for example, on your plan that you should have done like the first thing from like starting a business, then you wouldn't have lacked on that. You know what I mean? Like you do your research. So, me that I didn't have the knowledge, I wish I would have known that starting off that I was going to actually need so many, I guess, legal documents and registering my business. So registering your business is key, and then you won't have to later on lose all these types of receipts or anything that you could have filed while doing your taxes. So that is key. Make sure you do that. My fourth step would be executing the plan. So once you have registered your business, you've done all of this, and you've already bought all of your supplies and stuff, you want to make sure you actually go through with the plan. A lot of people can make a plan and say they're going to do it, but how many people actually do it? That's the key to this. And since not everybody can do it, you need to make sure you're willing to do it and that you're going to put the work. You've already at this point registered your business. You've already made this plan. Why not go through with it? What's stopping you? And if you have that support system or you already have that main income, what is stopping you? And if you're saving up money, you just have to do it now. And yes, you may get people that are not going to be a fan of it. You may get people that, aren't going to support you. But trust me, the bigger picture is way better than anything else. And as long as you keep that plan going and you actually do it, it's the beginning of something new for you. And trust me, it will change your life. And on different types of platforms and also continuing education. I feel like that those two are key in the fifth step, just because, yes, you've done all the work and you started already, but things are always changing. You want to make sure you keep going. You want to make sure you don't stop there. For example, lashes have changed what so many times. Lashes have been around maybe for like almost 20 years. And within those 20 years, in the beginning of lashes, it was always about do not wet your lashes. You can't wet your lashes. And look now, literally 3 minutes after bonding the lashes, you can wet your lashes. So we're going from not wetting your lashes for 72 hours to now the next 5 minutes you can wet your lashes. We've come a long way. So the industry is always changing. You want to make sure you continue that education, because if you don't, you're going to get behind. You're going to get left behind. And trust me, there's always new blood. There's always people coming into the business. It's always part of it. It is always competition, you know, but you want to make sure you are growing for yourself and also your clientele, your type of customers that you will have. Things are always changing in the market, whether if you sell products or you're servicing somebody with a service you do. So make sure you always spend money on your education. And even if it takes you a while to save up money for that, trust me, it's going to be worth it. You need to save up for that, because education is what's really going to make you grow. And also posting everything on different types of platforms, you know, having Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, having a podcast, just so many different ways people can get in contact with you. And the more you have, the more you're going to get out there, the more people share it. And yeah, maybe you only have 3 followers on Twitter. Maybe you only have 100 followers on Instagram. But trust me, like, they're following you for a reason, and it's just going to keep growing. And if you decide to keep going with your business right now, let's say you only have 100 followers, in a year later, what are you going to have? You're going to have what, 500? You're going to have 2,000. You're going to have 20K. Who knows how much you're going to have? But the thing is that you kept going. Imagine if you would have stopped. You would have stayed at 100 followers or even less because you didn't keep going. So it's all about, you know, promoting your business and continuing that education for being your last steps so your brand can grow. Okay, another thing, guys, it's once you know you have registered your business, is making sure you start getting your federal and tax IDs. And the reason you want to do this, it's because, I mean, I don't know if it's in every state, but I know in the state of Texas, you need to, if you're selling product online, you need to put some type of tax ID. It's like an account number that they give you, and you post it on your Spotify, or whether it's GoDaddy or Wix.com. But in any of those websites, it's going to ask you, and you want to make sure you do put in your tax ID, because if not, at the end of the year or when it's time to do your taxes, you're going to be the one that's going to end up paying those taxes for your product. And the ones who should be paying for it are your customers. Just like you go pay your taxes at Walmart, Target, with anything, with any type of product, people need to do that with your product. So make sure you do that, because if not, you're going to end up like me that had to pay her sales tax because she didn't charge her customers. And I didn't know that. I just thought, like, I don't know, big corporations do that and small businesses don't. But it applies for everyone, and you don't want to be the one that ends up paying for that. Okay, guys? So another reason why you should start early on with doing your taxes, just because, so when I started, I didn't get the chance to, you know, go ahead and file for a loan at the bank because I wasn't eligible. You at least need proof of 2 years of doing your taxes in, well, I know in the state of Texas, I don't know about anywhere else. But I wasn't able to get a loan because I had never filed my taxes for my business. So I didn't qualify. So unfortunately, I'm having to put in my own money. And it just sucks because I should be spending other people's money and not mine if I'm going investing into my business. So if you start early on, you'll be eligible for all types of things for your business, and, you know, creating a business account. It's key. I didn't have a business account either. I barely made one the beginning of January 2022. And doing my taxes was actually a little complicated because I only had one account, and that was my personal account. So we went in there trying to separate things that were personal and then things that were business. And going back like a year or two, it was really hard because some of those transactions, I don't even remember what they were for. Or I couldn't say or have proof that it's like, oh, yes, this was for a lash class. This was for, I bought supplies here. And it sucks because it's like, I mean, I'm losing money right there. I pretty much have to say, like, oh, I guess it's personal because I don't have proof and I don't know what I spent my money on. So if you're able to do your taxes early on, um, definitely do it. I feel like part of my family had an influence on me not doing my taxes because, I mean, yeah, the government takes your money, but regardless, you're going to have to pay taxes eventually. And if you don't pay them, it's just going to be worse. Might as well just pay for them. Okay, guys. So another thing about, the first step that I mentioned, making a plan. You should have realistic goals. For example, obviously, just it's okay to have a bigger goal than, if you want to reach 5 years from now. But you need to start making goals that will get you to that. So, for example, having, okay, let's register my business in a month from now, in 2 months from now. Yes, you can say, I want to have a salon. Well, you need to do something to get there. So start making smaller goals that are going to help you get there. And it's going to be better just because, you'll realize, okay, I'm creating all these tasks and they're getting done. And with all of this, it may cause some stress every now and then, but I did it and I had nobody really helping me. I had to figure it out all on my own. And it's all about doing research. You can't be lazy. You can't expect for people to hand you the information and just giving it to you right there. If that happens and somebody can guide you and help you out with that, that's awesome. Good for you, but not everybody has that. And I had to figure that out on my own, step by step, and just doing research. Literally, everything is on Google. You can research it. And I mean, word of mouth also, if you know somebody that, is a CPA, an accountant, they can help you out. Definitely get in with them, just do a consultation and they can literally answer anything about, financial wise for your business. So you're not alone. You're not going to be the first one that starts a business. A lot of people do it. And yeah, you're not alone. You can do it. Okay, guys. And lastly, yes, it can be stressful. It is stressful. But trust me, just seeing yourself put in that work and just seeing, how you started 6 months ago, 1 year ago, you realize, like, oh my gosh, like I've done all of this and it's made a huge difference. And imagine if you didn't start doing that and you just quit. Well, no, literally, if you keep going, it's going to be so rewarding. And, I've had my fair share where I still have breakdowns about my business. And I'm actually, I mean, as y'all know, I mentioned before, I am on medication. And sometimes I do have to take my anxiety pills just to calm me down. And it's because of the stress. And it's not perfect. And, you see everybody on Instagram posting about all the good things. But trust me, it took them so much work to get to that point. And it's not perfect. It never will be. But the journey is amazing. And once you get there, it's the feeling that you get, that fulfillment that, like, wow, this was all me and I did that. So just remember, keep going and it'll be worth it. So those are my 5 steps on growing your business. And it's simple. Yes, it is simple the way I laid it out. And it's only 5 steps, but you still have to put in the work. So just make sure you follow some type of plan. And as long as you make that plan in the beginning, it's going to be so worth it. And it's going to be so much smoother just because you have a plan. And if you just go in there, yes, I'm sure you can still make it out. but do things that I had to learn the hard way by just figuring it out as I went. And now I'm kind of paying the price on it. For example, my taxes. But if you do it the right way, it'll be good, and you're going to save yourself a lot of stress. So thank you for coming on another episode with Louder with Lou.